And we're joined now by three of these women, Jessica Leeds, Rachel Crooks, and Samantha Holvey. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
How are you?
Good.
Is it scary?
You know, it was heartbreaking last year when we all, we're private citizens, and for us to put ourselves out there to try and show America who this man is and especially how he views women, and for them to say, meh, we don't care. It hurt. Mm-hmm. And so, now it's just like, all right, let's try round two. The environment's different. Let's try again.
Let's just start with what happened to each of you to familiarize our audience with your stories. We'll start with you. Now you say, Samantha, that you saw him. You were Miss North Carolina, mm-hmm. and you were part of the Miss USA pageant, which he owned. And describe the conduct that you witnessed.
The first interaction with Trump is that he lined all of us up, and he goes down. And I thought this was going to be like a meet and greet, like, "Hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you." And it was not. It was, "Hi," just looking me over like I was just a piece of meat. Like I was not a human being. I didn't have a brain. I didn't have a personality. I was just simply there for his pleasure. And it left me feeling very gross, very dirty. Like, this is not what I signed up for. And I thought that was it. That was going to be my only interaction with him. And then on finals night, he came backstage, and I was in hair and makeup, and the backstage area is very large. And he came back directly into the hair and makeup room where we're all in our, Miss USA robes. It has like North Carolina on mine and personalized. And so, you're getting ready to go into wardrobes. You don't have anything on under these robes. And so he comes in like he owns the place and like he owns you, and is just looking at us, eyeing us up and down, and then walked into the dressing room where we have two big security guards to make sure nobody but the girls and our female chaperones can get into the dressing room, and he just walks right in.
Now you know that there are people out there right now saying, that's the pageant business, right? Like, is that what the women signed up for, to be
Wasn't
looked
what I
at
signed
like
up
that?
for. I wanted to be a good role model. It gave me a lot of great interview experience. Now, every job that I've ever interviewed for, I've gotten the job because I had those years of experience with interviews. And, Miss USA wasn't my first pageant. The directors, there were no men backstage at the Miss North Carolina USA pageant. Every other pageant I've ever competed in, the directors never came backstage, male or female. There were no men backstage.
Mm-hmm. You know that he went on Howard Stern mm-hmm. and bragged about doing exactly this, mm-hmm. right? You heard that?
Yeah.
You have that soundbite? Let's listen to it.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right.
I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
When you heard that, how did it make you feel?
Just so gross. That's something that I had dreamed and worked so hard for, and I had just turned 20 years old. I was very young and naive, and I just felt so gross, and that wasn't what I signed up for. I wanted to be a good role model. I wanted to do charity work. I more than doubled my scholarship for college. I didn't have to take out any more student loans because of the Miss North Carolina USA title. Those are the things that people don't realize. Nobody dreams of being ogled when you're a little girl wanting to wear a crown.
Mm-hmm. In that manner, backstage, the one thing when you put yourself on stage mm-hmm. in your evening gown or your bathing suit, that's part of a competition. Mm-hmm. It's very different to have it happen in a surprising way, unannounced, yeah. Mm-hmm. By somebody who claims to own.
Yeah, like he owns the pageant, so he owned us.
I want to get to all of our guests, but I have to ask you, when you watched that, when you were there, when you watched him being sworn in mm-hmm. as our president, what was that like for you?
I did not watch him being sworn in. That was a rough day, a very somber day for me. I tried not to watch any of the media or anything. I actually had an ex that supported him texted me and was like, and he called me and he was like, "Is this a weird day for you?" I was like, Thank you for that. Yes, mm-hmm. It is. It was just a tough day because it was like the entire country said, "Meh, we don't care that he's like this."
We have a lot more to talk about with our other guests who have been through similar situations, they say, with our now president. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Roy Moore and how the president's support of him has affected our guests and the retaliation that these women have suffered in the past year.